individual that has to make account of it in that day. This body isn't yours. It's not. This isn't our. This doesn't belong to us. All things were given to us, man.
It's a rental.
Yeah, it's a rental, man. Take care of it. That's the amazing thing about you see people that when they get extremely out of shape, overweight, it's like, damn, that's your body. You did that. You did that.
You grew it.
Yeah, you grew it. Yeah, you weren't supposed to grow that. That's the wrong type of sponge. When they said be a sponge, they didn't mean like that.
That's something that the drill sergeant in basic training used to say all the time for people that couldn't do pull-ups. It's like, it's your body, you grew it.
It's hilarious because it's true.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because it's true, man. And you gotta appreciate stuff like that, Instructors and teachers, you gotta appreciate that.
Verse 2, it says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." Just going back to what the brother said earlier, as far as being wise with your words, and how today we got all this language that we really don't need, which makes it overcomplicates things, But when you simplify everything, it's easily understandable, and that's how it is with this simplify.
Back in James verse.
James verse
13, 14.
Okay, yeah. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish.
See? So a lot of these other camps, the brother just shared a link. Some guy that was in a Sakari, left, and now he's doing an interview with Vocab. I kind of want to watch it. And I just went through the comment board. They're like, man, hey, all that stuff's getting aired out.
Same old shit, man.
Yeah, they're not. Groups like that aren't going to change.
Yeah.
Because their foundation is incorrect.
Hey, you got a car from Sakari preaching with his hat on. The whole time they at camp, a couple hours at camp, he got his hat on the whole time speaking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
He might have ripped a hole in it. You don't know though.
I mean, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that
evil.
That's not something we were taught growing up.
Yeah.
That's not an example we have from the elders and the apostles.
It's not good behavior.
And then what are you promoting to the men that's coming in under you?
Exactly.
And then it's a respect of persons too, because somebody up there should have
said something.
Hey, bro, man, you got your hat on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's got those 4 little 5 holes up top. Maybe that's big enough. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You see what I'm saying? But like you said, to abstain from appearances of evil, to even have the thought and consideration of another person is a hard thing to find, especially in this society.
Yeah.
And it's just as hard to find amongst the Israelite community.
The love of many shall wax cold.
The love of many shall wax cold. You see? So that's why it's important to also, the way in which you behave, it could affect somebody else, man. Like that guy that got arrested. I think he was in Sakari too. They took him to jail. It's like that could have all been avoided. Now they gotta stop camp. You gotta find out where he's at. You gotta bail him out. You gotta bond him out. You gotta deal with the court dates. If they didn't let you get his car keys, maybe he got impounded. Like all that could have been avoided from the mouth, bro.
Yeah.
You see? And we've gone through shit like that too.
Yeah.
Hey, but here's the thing: learn fast, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This is as nicely as I can put it. I'm sorry. All right, we got anything precepts? If not, we'll keep going. Okay, tell me.
So,
because it's expensive to be stupid.
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it is.
Man.
Yeah, it is.
Time.
Being dumb is expensive.
Yes,
okay?
it is.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, man. That and then going through situations like that, I've been through that, and time and money, man. And then that's you can do everything right on your end, and then years later, for instance, me and the brother Taziar on the way to work, we had gotten into that car accident, and the cop came and whatnot, and here it is, we get into a car accident which was caused by somebody who cut us off. But the cop, you know, obviously checks my ID because I'm driving, and I got a warrant for the shit that I, you know, experienced at camp where I had went to jail, and I did everything on my end.
Yeah.
Court fees and all that, but the court, the counselor lady didn't submit my paperwork to the court. So here it is, the court put a warrant out that I didn't even know about, and it's because of this fat black female dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like the brother's saying, man, it ain't worth it. You better learn fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, starting at verse 17. It says, therefore, if any man be in Yahushua, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. And all things are of the Heavenly Father, who have reconciled us to himself by Yahushua Mashiach, and have given to us the ministry of reconciliation. To wit, that the Most High was in Yahushua reconciling the world to himself, not imputing their trespasses unto them, and have committed unto us the word of reconciliation. Now then, we are ambassadors of Yahushua, as though the Most High did beseech you by us. We pray you in Yahushua's stead, be ye reconciled to the Heavenly Father.
Problem solvers, man. You see, making things right. You see what I'm saying? Because, hey, so if that's a hand-me-down trait, right? Then what are we supposed to do? Continue that process and hand it down also. You see? So man, if that's how the Most High is dealing with us, how are we supposed to deal? You see? Why it's important to bridle that tongue? Because you're reconciling differences. You're reconciling. Okay? You're putting off that old wicked man. And it starts with behavior. So these other camps, they aren't changing their behavior. They're running out of more and more time. They're running out of their time, man. They're not gonna, and it's, in my opinion, if you're that old, you know, and you come into this truth and you really just bring that old guy with you, and you don't change with all the things that have happened to you, and you're stuck in this tunnel vision mindset, right? And you got the scriptures to back it up, right? Because your tunnel vision, you're not gonna comprehend what we're saying.
Closed mind.
Yep, you're closed. Your hearts are seared. Your conscience are seared, man. You see? So you've already been forfeited, man. Someone that, and just how crazy is that? Someone who can't grow. What company or organization wants, you know, you don't want a janitor that can't, you know, do other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if all you do is you sweep, it's like, nah, motherfucker, I need someone that can mop, do windows, disinfect shit.
Hey, there's a place for them at Walmart.
Oh man, yeah.
Or McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got these companies that there's an article dealing with Tacoma. You got all these restaurants that want workers, but ain't nobody applying.
Yep.
You know. But the point being that, hey, somebody who ain't gonna grow like that, more than welcome at McDonald's flipping patties they all like.
Yeah, just go push buttons,
Yeah.
Just push buttons. That's the easiest part. Hey, shit, man, it's 17, 18 bucks to go push a button, and you don't gotta grow, you know? You just gotta be in a dirty ass place with a bunch of people that don't do their job.
Yeah.
Because guaranteed, you go into those places where this nice packaged food's coming out, but behind there it's a mess. It's dirty, and they can't even stay on top of it to get it clean. There's no way they could clean it. They'd have to shut down. Yeah. That's how bad it is, man.
They ain't gonna do that.
Same thing with all this new construction.
Yep.
When they lay down these carpets and stuff, and there's all this dust and debris and shit on the floor, man.
Yep.
There's piss bottles in these walls.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, loogies, like,
Yep.
yeah, these buildings are filthy.
Dip spit, because
Yeah,
fucking
dip
Edomites
stains.
love fucking
Oh,
Yeah.
spitting it everywhere too. Sunflower seeds everywhere.
pistachio
They don't clean up
shells.
that site to this day, even after COVID. But you know, all this mandates, this shit's just as dirty as it was.
It is.
Man.
It is.
These websites,
These websites.
Got them websites, man.
job sites. That shit's full of ads too. Clean that shit up.
Yeah, clean it up.
That's why you gotta get brave. You know, you want to run
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo. Want to run these better programs. Okay?
That was the point.
That was the point. Okay, come on. We'll get back to James. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
Ooh, see? So yeah, experience, man. Yeah, we read about that, right? But until you go through it, you may not understand it. But how expensive is that? How much of a, a burden is that going to be? How many years do you got to deal with, anger management or something?
How much time is that going to take from you?
Probation, yeah. Shit, man. I remember I had to go do an anger management course, man. That shit was crap. Sucks, man.
Oh, you gotta give yourself positive self-talk.
Yeah, you can't be negative. Nobody and shit, bro. You gotta show up. And, man,
The
it
cage
sucks,
of rage
bro.
packet.
Bro, the cage of rage. Man,
They ask you what you learned at the end of it, and in your mind, it's like, I ain't learned shit.
right. And that's
You
the
gotta
thing.
lie
You're
and shit.
mad. Like, it's anger management, but I'm fucking angry that I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, man, it's so fucked up, man. But
That's just a pit.
yeah, it's just a money trap, But it's the way that the court knows that your behavior is changing. You see? Because whenever you get in trouble with the court, they want to know: are you a progressive member of society? You got a job, you do for work, you don't get into trouble, blase blase. So they look at your behavior.
Yep.
So what is the judge? So we're judges, are we not?
Yep.
So, hey, we're going to be judged by these same merits, man. So it's good to get into these habits now while we still have the time.
Hey, that's the spirit, because I had recently got pulled over because I think an unpaid ticket or something, and the boy gave me a driving while suspended or whatnot, and that's a criminal offense, right?
Damn.
I missed my court date, so I calls in, and I'm like, yeah, I missed my court date. I'm trying to figure out how to squash the warrant or whatnot if I have one. She was like, so what's your name? Look my name up and all this. She was like, they dropped it. They just threw it out because I ain't got no tickets in hella.
Damn, yeah, it's good.
So just that behavior, they can see it. And that's why they threw the shit out.
Yep. He's a reformed criminal.
He's a reformed speeder. That's all I got is speeding tickets.
Yeah.
Boy.
Hey, we're all criminals. We're all guilty, especially of sin. But that's the thing. We're reforming ourselves, man. Becoming these new creatures. It's every part of importance, man. Okay. You had something?
I'm looking for it.
Okay.
I want to got something.
It all starts at the tongue, man. You see?
This is it's a lot.
Go ahead.
Just what you said on judges, a judge is patient. Perfect example is King Solomon. When he had that whole account with the two women with the baby. If King Solomon was hasty, he would have just killed the baby. But he remained patient and heard them out, and then discerned what was going on and got to the bottom of everything. And then righteously judged. So that's, like the brother said, the Lord is building us up to be righteous judges, instead of wicked.
Even the Most High, it says he's slow to anger and slow to wrath. So if that's how our Father is, are we not supposed to be like him? You see?
I was going to say another good example is from the story of the history of Susanna with Daniel, and how he judged that matter.
Yeah, being angry and wrathful all the time too, it depreciates your life, your life value. You can keep yourself into so much stress and turmoil. You age quicker. You look like shit. You feel like shit. The mind is very powerful, man. But you stay positive, right? And you stay balanced. You'll be surprised how long you live, man.
It takes more energy to be mad.
And it takes more energy to be mad, just like crying or frowning. It takes more muscles to be sad and cry and frown than it does to smile. I think it takes like 2 muscles to smile, like 40-some to be upset. See?
And like the scripture say, be angry but sin not.
But sin not, yeah.
It's okay to be like just going back on the David Banner example. He said, I'm always angry, but he controls that anger. He's not always the Hulk. He knows when to be the Hulk and when not to.
Yeah, shit. Like, fuck, I'm always pissed off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, fuck. Like, who the fuck wants to be here, man?
Surely oppression maketh the wise
You know what I'm
man
saying?
mad.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But I don't gotta project that to everybody all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta let the Hulk win. You know?
Hey, don't be the Met on that the Lego movie or wherever that when that's the stupid face, the Met. Can't be that all the time. It's the face, the little smiley face that's upside down or whatever. It's the or he does this shit.
Oh,
or
that
some
emoji?
shit.
The
Yeah, the emoji. Yeah, there you
emoji
go.
one. Yeah, I was
the
like,
emoji movie. That's what it was
yeah.
from. Yeah, don't be the Met.
Yeah.
You're speaking a whole another language. I don't know.
I got kids.
Yeah,
Derek.
I got
I got kids.
I'm
Derek.
just like, yeah.
Usually I know that shit. I don't know that shit.
You see? Yeah. I knew. I was like, not Lego. This gotta be emojis.
Yeah, the emoji movie. That's what it was. Yeah.
I tried to watch it. I couldn't watch it. You get bored. You try to watch stuff. You know, and that's another. You know, you watch stuff just to stay current.
Yeah.
Just to be relevant.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Teachers, a lot of times teachers with kids, they stay relevant with the cartoons, the fashion trends, stuff like that, because they know what their students are into, and they want to feed them. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy how the world can do it, and then you come into this truth. You have to keep that, man. You keep those good traits.
Businesses do that too.
Businesses do it too, yeah. You gotta find your demographic, your market, your target audience. Yep. And it's like, see, that's the thing. We're dealing with a target audience that is the results of what our parents and grandparents have done. All these younger generations now, they don't react the same way that our generations did coming into this thing. See? So we got to stay relevant also. We got to know how to, what the bait to use to catch your prey. So you got to change, man. You know, being a 50-year-old, you know, like this 50-year-old say, you know, I was your age once. Yeah, but you weren't our age in this time. We weren't their age in this time. You see? So you can't have that tunnel vision. You want to find out, you know, there's certain things you can be hard-headed about and certain things you can't. You got to find time and place. You got to know more balance. Being peaceable. Peacemakers, man. Yeah, that's nice. The Copper Cob, bro. With the El Camino too. Man, all right. Oh, we got precepts.
I got some car show.
Nah, I think it was just cruising the strip.
You think so?
Yeah,
It's nice.
I followed a Civic like damn near like the whole week, just cruising.
Oh shit.
Just cruising.
Romans 8 in verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren.
See, among many brethren, man. So you have the original, and then you have once you got the original, then you can make copies. You have to have a forerunner. That's what the forerunner is, the first. That's the original. That's the main mold.
That's the one. But being conformed to the image of the Yahushua.
Yep.
Is the point.
Yep. And Yahushua is like the Father. So it all translates down the line, man. Okay. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 22. It says, to the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. And this,
Yeah, go ahead, look.
okay. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you.
See? That I might be a partaker thereof with you. So not to have that attitude like, oh, I was your age once, but to be like, hey, I'm gonna go through it with you. Instead of, see, we're all standing in different places, so we have different perspectives on things, right? But if I put myself in someone else's shoes, I can see what they're seeing.
You gotta come down a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that to you. You could tell that joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I could have said it too, but it wouldn't have been that nice, you know? We're just talking about, you know, not being mean, you know? You gotta change your behavior, you see? So that was a good example and learning point, you see? You take the opportunity though, right? But that's the thing, it's easier to give someone directions if, you know, if you're across in different rooms and you're trying to guide them out, you got to think about it from where they're standing. You're like, oh, on your left is this, right? You see that on your left? Okay, now you got to do this. All right, you see a red thing over here about 3 feet from that on your right side? You're like, oh, yeah, I see that. Okay, cool, keep coming. You see, you can guide them better if you put yourself in their shoes. Paul was saying that to the weak, you know, and this generation is weaker, right? So guess what you got to become? Weaker. That you might save some.
What do they call it? Toxic masculinity.
Right.
So you got to be super weak.
You know, you just got to know your demographic and your target. You know, experience what they're going through, man. Be relatable, understanding. Be ye men of what?
Understanding.
Be ye men of understanding. You see. So, man, hey, we're ramping up. You know what I'm saying? We're ramping up in these departments. These other groups, they're getting worse and worse. See? So hey, you know, and there's probably some out there that are in this positive mindset too, that are pursuing it. You know, for whatever reason, you know, hey, look. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter about what you call your group, this or that. The Most High is dealing with the elect, and they can come from anywhere, man. And so you got to keep that open mind perspective as well. Okay?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yep.
This is 1 Corinthians 4, verse. Shit's on 12. 2 Corinthians? Oh, 14. I'm tripping. It's 14. Slakia. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 20. It says, brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men.
See? But in understanding be men. Don't be children. A child doesn't understand this the right way that a fully developed mind should understand. But just because someone is intelligent doesn't mean they have understanding. We're all adults that are running and operating within this planet, but look at all the lack of understanding that we have.
If I may say, this Jake that has a 2-year-old daughter. His wife is an Elon, but they have a 2-year-old daughter that's like she got the IQ of like a 146. When the average person, the average adult has a 100 IQ.
The girl has an IQ that high?
Only 2 years old. She can read. She knows all 50 states. She knows countries. If you show her a picture of a continent country, she knows. You know, she's smart as fuck. But although she's smart like that, she don't got understanding. She don't got understanding like that.
Because it's all just memorized. Yeah. Because that's what kids do. And the problem, they found a study that the problem with kids like that is they actually get dumber as they get older because they don't know how to be challenged anymore. You have to constantly challenge their minds and their brains.
And that's like a lot of smart people that will come up here, Harvard students or whatever, a lot of prestigious colleges, they got all these. They can know this, that, quantum physics and all that, but they come up here and we deal with basic things out the scripture. We'll make them look dumb as hell. Dumb as hell.
And that's being we're unlearned men to a degree. Not saying that we don't have certifications or schooling or trades and all these other things. Hey, we know what we know, but it's the principle of the idea. That wasn't me. That was my forefathers. Okay, you don't understand that concept, but you understand the concept of debt and how it works. That what the debt created today is going to be on you and your children and your grandchildren, right? You understand that? You accept that fact of life. Well, guess what? This is the same. We're telling you the same thing, but because it's coming out of the scriptures and it's dealing with race and you feel it's hatred, you don't understand it now. Now you don't understand the concept, but you understand that same concept over here. You see? So yeah, understanding isn't for everybody, but we're men. We're men of understanding, so we don't gotta know about the depth of oceans and the buoyancy of molecules. We don't need all that. No, we don't need that, man. This is the simplicity of the scriptures, man. You see, this is the simplicity. Okay, you got precepts.
All right, this is First Thessalonians. I'm sorry. First Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. Actually, I started verse 26. It says, "For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But the Most High hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty."
See, that's us. So but how do we better fulfill that, right? Because we're doing it now, but it took time and patience to understand that. Okay, it took time and patience to really understand that, to experience what that is, you know? Because like the brother said, you come out here, you're gonna deal with, college kids, especially if you're a college campus. You're gonna deal with college kids from time to time. And they think they know something. It's like, but you don't know nothing, man.
Especially this generation.
Yeah, especially this generation, man. And everything's changing. Pluto's a planet, it's not a planet.
Yeah.
This is an ocean, it's not an ocean.
Planet X.
Right, this is a country, this is a continent. The
Cancel
actual
culture.
size of this and that, like,
Yeah.
Cancel culture.
cancel culture, right.
This is a boy, it's not a girl.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Everything is
That's a
topsy-turvy.
woman, it's not a man.
It's whack.
That's a
whack.
her, it's not a him.
And that's why we're angry, man. That's one thing we're angry about. Is just the bullshit of this. Right? Yeah. What do you identify as?
Yeah.
You know?
They
Shit.
had, they had a teacher that just got fired from his job because he wouldn't
Oh, it's
teach his
something.
class that
Oh.
that a boy can be a girl or some shit like that.
You said he wouldn't teach his class
Yeah,
that?
so they fired his ass.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic too about school, man. Because the school was created to make workers, so you could learn how to push a pencil. That's what school was first invented for, because people would only own one or two pairs of pants back in the day. But when you go to school and you get all these people that are workers, you turn it into a whole system. Now people got whole wardrobes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a consumerism. This place is all about just consuming products. America offers nothing to the world, man. Look at everything that it's spread around the world. What makes this place so great? You can't point out anything that makes this place great, man. Because it's leading in crime and poverty. It's leading in that shit. That's where it's number one, in wickedness.
Yep.
It's leading the world in fucking wickedness, man. The number of incarcerated people, that's a whole other thing. Getting the men locked up to get them away so that they have their slave crew, and then the women raise the kids now, and it's dysfunctional because they don't want us to breed. That was a problem they had in Egypt. They said there are too many of them. We can't let them outnumber us. That's what's happening now, and that's why Edom is freaking out. You're saying?
I said the women are more like babysitters. The schools raise these kids.
Yep.
Women just babysit them. The schools the one to teach them everything they fucking know now.
That's what at school. You're at school for 8 hours a day. They give you those breaks, those 2:15s in a lunch. It gets you ready for work. But the problem with school now, they're questioning it now because jobs aren't the same like they were. They're not pencil pushing and manufacturing like that anymore. So the school curriculum has to change, but they don't know really what's the future of the workforce. Everything's going overseas now. Yeah. What's your question?
We're just curious, like, what is this?
So you probably heard about Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
Yep. So if your lineage on your father's side goes back to any of these people in history, you're in Israel. You'd be an Israelite. You don't gotta look like it, but
So you
according
guys
to
are all like Israelites?
of course, yeah,
Okay.
the Negro, Latino, North American Indian peoples. See, we never called ourselves these names. These are slave commodity names. When you conquer, oppress, or colonize somebody, you rename things, right? Like Washington State. It's a good example, right?
Yeah.
Ellensburg, a guy owned the city. His wife was Ellen. Ellensburg City, Ellen City, right? So the same thing happened to us. Is we got our identity taken away, right? You had a lot of Germans and Polish people who were Jewish that got put over in the land of Israel. They're there to this day. That's why they have last names like Stein, Feld. Those are German and Polish. They're not the original Jews. They're Jewish. Remember, that's a suffix. ISH, kind of alike or similar, right? So what we do is we come out, once a week. We pop up randomly somewhere, and the messages and salvation is for these people. Like I said, you might be surprised and find out that you have Israelite blood on your father's line down the way somewhere. You'd be an Israelite. Salvation would be open to you. But if you're not on this side and you are of some other nation, then salvation isn't for you.
Okay. I was curious.
You know?
I wanted to know. All right.
Are you guys trying to reclaim the labels then?
Well, we don't have to reclaim it because it's already, like the scripture says, the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are these people. And so the Lord said that He would put these curses for our disobedience on us to let us know that we are these people. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at these tribes, they fit. When you go into Genesis the 49th chapter, Jacob gets his sons around and he says, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you in the last days. He talks about Gad. He says Gad, which means troop. It says a troop is going to overcome you, but you're going to overcome at the last. And what happened to the North American Indian demise? How did they fall? U.S. cavalry, the machine gun. Like the troops overcame them. That was the only way that their society ended. No one else fits that demographic. You see what I'm saying? And to this day, all those treaties that were signed, not one of them is being upheld properly. They're still getting oil in their lakes and their drinking water. Hell, even the casino here, the Puyallup tribe, with all the money they get, they don't see, because the concept of money isn't something that's really part of their culture, right? So what they do with money is they spend it wildly. They don't invest in businesses and homes, and they continue to live in poverty and spend it on drugs and alcohol and things that because money has no value to them. But the money's made it even worse for them. It's made it even worse for them. So the tribe, they offer some classes and courses, but it's not like a mandatory thing. They turn 18, they get that money, they go vacation, they blow it all, they spend it all, they buy a car, they wreck it, they die or they don't, and it's just a repetitive cycle. So that's just one tribe in particular, but all these tribes have their identifiers within the scriptures that let us know who's who.
Yeah,
So,
well, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
We're curious. And
of course.
Because we saw you guys like having the signs over just curious.
Yeah, no.
Oh, thanks for stopping.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for elaborating and telling us.
Yeah. If you get any other questions or something comes to mind, you see us out here, you always come back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good
You're
day.
welcome.
Yeah, enjoy
All right.
the sun, guys.
You too. You see, exactly what we were saying. Hey, we manifested it. College kids,
Yeah.
we manifested it.
Mm-hmm.
You see the belief, the power in the tongue, life and death.
There you go.
You see, and we see it all the time, but not in the perspective that we're talking about today, that made it so living.
Right.
It just brought it all the way to life. But it happens every week. We speak things into existence.